Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Flame Emperor episode number 290 based on novel. So let's start. How could it be? The Earth Demon Bear seemed to have forgotten that he was breaking through the fourth beast calamity, looked at the two Xiao Yang in amazement, and lost his voice. Because the two Xiao Yang who appeared at this time are exactly the same in terms of breath and strength, even if they are pastoral songs, they can't tell their true body for a while, let alone the Earth Demon Bear. Two Xiao Yang, how could it be? Mu Ji on the side was also shocked, looking at Xiao Yang in a stunned manner. It's been a long time. The body Xiao Yang wrapped in the fire-red great heavenly seed slowly handed over, and then smiled at the milky white Xiao Yang. I thought you forgot me. Milky white Xiao Yang, like a sleeping giant dragon, slowly opened his pupils, and suddenly said with a free and easy smile. I remember that the last time I shot was on the Xianling continent, and it had been several years since now. It used to be for your and my safety. After all, the soul power is too weak. You and I are both prosperous. If you have an accident, I am afraid that I will not be much better. The main body Xiao Yang said with a smile. What about now? Milky white Xiao Yang asked. Now my soul power breaks through the fairyland, it is enough to support all your actions, some minor injuries will not be fed back to the main body, and as long as you don't fall, it will not be any burden on me. If you fall completely, the origin of my soul will be completely damaged, and it will stop. But now, we can join hands in an open and honest way. A dangerous arc appeared at the corner of Xiao Yang's mouth. I see, but it's worth a try. The milky white Xiao Yang nodded happily upon hearing this. He was originally Xiao Yang's soul avatar condensed through the power of his soul, and he was originally a part of Xiao Yang. Although he had his own consciousness, his power and aura were exactly the same as his body, his actions and consciousness were still based on his body. I can't bear the power of this beast robbery. What do you want to do? Milky white Xiao Yang looked at the heart-pounding fluctuations in the sky, and asked slowly. He has the same fighting spirit and fighting skills as Xiao Yang, so he naturally knows whether Xiao Yang can take over this beast calamity. I want you to completely absorb the power of this beast robbery. The body Xiao Yang said without any shyness. No. This beast robbery is too strong. If I absorb it rashly, it will only fall completely. The milky white soul clone shook his head. Don't worry. I absorbed some of the Thunder Lord's thunder power before, and using it as collateral should be able to weaken the power of the beast robbery. Xiao Yang said with a smile. You can try. Soul Avatar smiled. How about 80% of the power? Xiao Yang asked, his voice full of joy, because the stronger the power of the beast robbery thunder absorbed by the soul avatar, the more terrifying the increase in strength. It will explode. The soul clone said flatly. 70%. The sea of fighting chi in my body will be suppressed and deformed. In that case, I will not be able to use fighting chi. 60%. That would be too much of a load. What about 50%? The body Xiao Yang asked with a frown. Obviously, if the weakness is lower, it might have an impact on Xiao Yang's plan. No problem. The soul avatar smiled slowly, and the voice was also full of madness. You wait here. When I suppress the beast robbery, it will be time for you to absorb it. The body Xiao Yang smiled slowly. Okay. Hearing the words, the soul clone also sat down cross-legged and tried to adjust his breath to deal with the dazzling power of the beast robbery thunder, but at that time, the body Xiao Yang, a trace of grey thunder, also quietly fell off, and then attached to the soul clone. The grey thunder, like the master of the world, is a trace of the thunder master's power in the thunder pool. I can't see it, you are hiding quite deep. The pastoral song on the side was also ashamed. The method of soul avatar is known to almost all the powerhouses whose soul power has reached the Emperor realm, but in the whole world, no powerhouse dares to practice in this way. It is also the first time to focus on the fire of the soul avatar, and once the soul avatar has an accident, it will affect his future potential, so this approach is despised by others. You guy, you are not small. But I like it. Do it. With a roar, all the original power of the Earth Demon Bear was withdrawn from its body. Is it in the middle stage of the 4-star fighting immortals? This guy has been suppressing for too long. I am afraid that the power of the fourth beast robbery should not be underestimated. Watching the Earth Demon Bear recover all his power, his body Xiao Yang also smiled slowly. Boom. At the same time, the countless thunderclouds above the formation finally completely locked the figure of the Earth Demon Bear, and suddenly a dark brown thunder beam with a size of dozens of feet quietly emerged from the countless thunderclouds, emerges. Hey! The dark brown thunder beam just appeared, and in this space, the countless energy of heaven and earth became quiet in an instant, and even the flow of Do Qi in the bodies of Xiao Yang and Mu Ji slowed down, and the reason for all this was actually because of the tiny thunder beam in front of him. This beast tribulation is actually so much more tyrannical than Do immortal tribulation, Mu Ji said through gritted teeth. He just broke through the 3-star Do immortal tribulation not long ago. Naturally, he had learned the power of the 3-star Do immortal tribulation. Compared, the difference is too big. In this beast calamity, there is actually a trace of mysterious fluctuations. Realizing this strange situation, Xiao Yang couldn't help muttering, "This is the taste of the realm." Suddenly, the milky white soul clone said softly, "Do it." Xiao Yang snorted coldly, and was instantly enveloped by the fiery red great heavenly seed, like a flame elf trapped in his rightful place. Boom. The target of the dark brown thunder beam is the Earth Demon Bear. It is condescending, looking down at the panicked Earth Demon Bear, as if it can take a random blow to deprive the Earth Demon Bear of everything vitality. Where to go? Death to me. In an instant, Xiao Yang's soul beast was enveloped by the crimson flames of the great heaven seed, and countless fiery red flames suddenly emerged, venting the entire space into a sea of fire, and then the figure swept away, whistling away at the dark brown thunder beam. With a sound, Xiao Yang's attack accurately hit the thunder beam, but it was like a moth to a flame, meaningless. Wong buzz. It's too strong. Coming to the dark brown thunder beam at close range, the vindictive energy and flames in Xiao Yang's body were suddenly uncontrollably and drained rapidly. At the same time, the soul below the avatar also frowned. Obviously both were prosperous, making him feel that Xiao Yang was in an unprecedented crisis. Since one is not enough, then add another holy flame. In an instant, a mad voice suddenly resounded through the sky. At that time, the khaki-colored holy flames in Xiao Yang's hands and on his body suddenly exploded like bamboo shoots after a rain. Come out. At the same time, it was not until Xiao Yang's body was blessed by the fiery red big heavenly seed crimson flame and the earthy yellow holy flame, like a flame demon, with a strong posture, facing the dark brown thunderbeam, the thunderbeam officially started. Destroy me. With a roar, Xiao Yang's palm suddenly lifted up, and on the palm of his hand, a terrifying fireball containing a fiery red great heavenly seed and a khaki yellow holy flame quietly emerged, and then cut through the void, suddenly hit the thunderbeam. And the thunderbeam, which was looking down indifferently, finally began to move under Xiao Yang's tyrannical attack. Boom. Condensed the tyrannical blow of the great heaven seed and the holy flame, piercing the void, with an indescribable supreme breath, and instantly came to the dark brown thunder beam that contained all the power of the fourth beast robbery. In an instant his speed was slowed down, and the dark brown thunder beam was also completely enraged by Xiao Yang's actions. The dark brown thunder beams erupted from the whole body, with waves of thunder power that contained the fluctuations of the silk field, and then stopped Xiao Yang from advancing with a powerful strike. This guy actually has holy flames. In an instant, the fear in the Earth Demon Bear's heart disappeared in an instant. After all, the power of the holy flame and the great heavenly seed was enough to give the Earth Demon Bear enough confidence. Moreover, the holy flame alone can make the Earth Demon Bear respect Xiao Yang. Although the Earth Demon Bear controls the earth element and is famous for its strength, its heart is kind, so it maintains the most devout for holy objects such as holy flame. Respect. At this time, the formation below was swayed by these two forces, and the energy flowed everywhere. The sea of fierce rocks, explode it for me. After a while, Xiao Yang's grim voice rang out as he watched the red and yellow flames actually retreat by the dark brown thunder beams. The sea of fierce rocks, which is fiery yellow, is a fusion technique of the Fireheart Heavenly Rock and the Great Heavenly Seed Scarlet Flame. Crash. With Xiao Yang's order, the dazzling red-yellow light group suddenly shrank, and then instantly swelled, like fireworks, and burst into bloom. Boom. The dark brown thunderbeam noticed this scene, and immediately knew that if no measures were taken, I am afraid it would completely disappear under this blow, and immediately gave up the idea of obliterating the robbery, and the dark brown thunderbeam also it suddenly shrank, and then a strong aura like the coercion of heaven and earth bloomed together with the sea of Yang Fei. Hey! Two energies, one like the anger of a flame king, and one like the initial coercive and destructive power of the heaven and the earth, the two exploded suddenly like a tide, and suddenly a circle of destructive energy ripples, with the formation method the sky is the center, and it shoots wildly in all direction. The space spread by the explosive energy of the two turned out to be fragmented. Crash. The energy ripples lasted for a few minutes, and suddenly the space of the formation was completely crippled and embarrassed. Hateful. This beast calamity is really not that easy to pass. The aftermath of the battle slowly dissipated, and the entire formation was immediately enveloped by Xiao Yang's flames, but at one point, a strange light beam about the size of a finger appeared. Standing quietly, Xiao Yang had just used the fusion of the Great Heaven Seed and the Holy Flame, which consumed a lot of vindictive energy in his body, but when he saw this strange beam of light, his heart beat faster, like a deadly wave emanate from it. This strange beam is probably the real catastrophe of the beast robbery. Without the package of the dark brown thunder beam, it reveals its most primitive form and its most destructive posture. I'm afraid this is the place where the beast robbery is the most tyrannical, Xiao Yang said solemnly, but he was always vigilant in his heart. This strange light beam was too mysterious. Just a single encounter caused Xiao Yang to have a deadly wave. Xiao Yang, naturally I didn't dare to take it lightly, but I slowly came up with a plan in my heart. On the palm of my hand, the space shuttle handprint was always ready, and the soul avatar also noticed this scene at the same time, and nodded to Xiao Yang. Rock breaking heaven burial. Red flame sea of fire. The next moment, the source power of the holy flame and the great heavenly seed, suddenly displayed at the same time. Following Xiao Yang's two such tyrannical attacks, the strange beam of light also pierced through the void, just like the dawn before dawn pierced through the darkness, and suddenly stabbed Xiao Yang away. The power of the strange beam is too mysterious, even Xiao Yang does not know what power it is, and the speed is so fast that it is staggering. In a few breaths, it comes to Xiao Yang and directly hits Xiao Yang's life point. And go. Sure enough, just waiting for you. Give me in. At the same time, when the strange light beam just touched Xiao Yang's body, Xiao Yang's mouth laughed, his body suddenly wriggled strangely, and then the void appeared, and the soul avatar and the main body were instantly replaced. And a strange smile appeared on the corner of the soul clone's mouth, suddenly opened his mouth, and easily swallowed the strange beam into his belly. The curtain is over. Xiao Yang looked at such a scene, and immediately sat on the top of Feng Lingjing. The attack of the intensity just now consumed too much vindictive energy, and if it wasn't for the strange beam's resentment towards Xiao Yang in the end deep, rashly shot, I am afraid that Xiao Yang wants to absorb this thing, and he will have to spend a lot of time. Boom. On the other side, as the strange beam was swallowed by the soul clone, the strange beam flashed everywhere in the milky white soul clone, and it turned out to be trying to escape. However, with the appearance of the grey thunder on the soul avatar, the strange beam suddenly became quiet. At that time, the soul avatar also closed its eyes and slowly refining the strange beam. Boom boom boom. Until this time, the beast robbery was completely over, and the star pattern on the surface of the Earth Demon Bear's body was also deeper and more obscure, and even its strength suddenly skyrocketed to the level of the late 4-star fighting immortal. Ha ha ha. Brother Xiao Yang, thank you very much. Seeing that Xiao Yang, who was in a weak state, the Earth Demon Bear laughed loudly, and then his figure suddenly shrank, turning into a human appearance. Now that it has passed the 4th beast calamity, it naturally has hundreds of years of life, and it is naturally quite happy. This guy is also trustworthy. Xiao Yang glanced at the Earth Demon Bear man, and found that this guy had no other thoughts, and was relieved immediately. Otherwise, if this guy wanted to take advantage of it, Xiao Yang would not mind giving it a ride. After all, Xiao Yang had left behind. This guy. Seeing Xiao Yang so tyrannically taking over the beast robbery, and even finally using a strategy to absorb the remaining core energy of the beast robbery for his soul clone to absorb, Mu Ji couldn't help but slapped his tongue. This time, thank you. I will give you the holy spring of the earth. In addition, I will guide you to the top of the Tianming Mountains, where I am familiar. As long as you pass those levels, you will naturally be able to enter the Tianming Mountain Villa. Doddy Demon Bear laughed. Okay. Xiao Yang and Mu Ji both laughed. The next moment, the Earth Demon Bear man waved casually, and then a pool of blue liquid slowly emerged in the center of the spirit crystal, which was also the corner where the Earth Demon Bear's original power was sealed. Is this the holy spring of the earth? While the soul avatar above was concentrating on absorbing the power of the beast tribulation thunder, Xiao Yang slowly stared at the blue liquid. The corner of his mouth opened his mouth softly, and there was a hint of sound in his voice. Smile. Such a rich and dazzling holy spring of the earth, with it, breaking through the 3-star battle of immortals is also a matter of course. This is the holy spring of the earth. Xiao Yang couldn't help laughing while looking at the blue liquid in the circular pit about 1 meter in the center of the formation. This is the holy spring of the earth. It is said that the formation of the holy spring of the earth is extremely special. It is born from the energy of heaven and earth, and it can help people break through the current bottleneck. It was because I discovered this holy spring river of the earth in the Tianming Mountains that I occupied this place. Own. The Earth Demon Bear Man said happily. 1. This guy is simply a waste of heaven. Xiao Yang heard the words, his head was full of black lines. Obviously, if he owned a holy spring river of the earth, let alone a mere 4-star fighting immortal, I am afraid that the 5-star fighting immortal would already be stronger. With the passage of time, the earth's holy spring river has withered, leaving only the last trace. Don't underestimate this small pool of liquid. I can guarantee that this is definitely the purest among the holy springs of the earth. If I hadn't swallowed too many holy springs of the earth, I would have produced antibodies in my body. Doddy the demon bear kept muttering. I'm going to trouble the seniors to protect the Dharma for us. We are going to absorb the earth's holy spring here. Xiao Yang smiled slowly, and then said to the Earth Demon Bear Man. Don't worry, my Earth Demon Bear is not the kind of ungrateful villain. Since you have helped me so much, leave the rest to me. After that, the Earth Demon Bear swept away and disappeared in an instant. Here. Boom. In an instant, the Earth Demon Bear left the cave and came to the top of the cave. The bear's paw suddenly took a step towards the ground, and a roar resounded through the sky. Accompanied by a deafening sound, there was even a trace of thick and strange mist. Emerging from the mouth of the Earth Demon Bear, it was obvious that the strange mist that Xiao Yang and the others encountered before came from the Earth Demon Bear's hands. 1 person and a half. As the Earth Demon Bear left, Xiao Yang licked his tongue and stared at the Earth Holy Spring Fiery. Brother Xiao Yang, you deserve this thing. I didn't help you much along the way, so I deserve it. Although Mu Ji urgently needed this thing, he still refused. Pastoral still knows. Don't worry, if you don't take away so many holy springs from the earth, the Earth Demon Bear will be cheaper, and I can't absorb so much. Xiao Yang said with a smile. This Pastoral is naturally a person to befriend, so Xiao Yang is also willing to help, or to get help for his future Xiao clan affairs. Since that's the case, then I'll be more respectful than obedient. Seeing this, Mu Ji did not refuse again and again. I'll take 1/3, enough for me to break through. I'll leave the rest to you. After all, a 2-star breakthrough to a 3-star Dozian requires a huge amount of energy. Mu Ji gently took 1/3 of the holy spring of the earth, then he moved aside to make room for Xiao Yang, so he also began to absorb. It's time for me to start too. Xiao Yang glanced at the soul clone above, which was quietly absorbing the energy of the beast robbery, and smiled slowly. He could sense that the soul clone at this time had undergone a mysterious transformation. Once the soul clone completely absorbs the energy of the beast robbery, I am afraid it will undergo a transformation. Crash. Xiao Yang squirmed gently, and immediately involved the remaining holy spring of the earth into his holy flame space. It's really a rare treasure. The palm of his hand was gently stretched into the blue liquid, and a chill that pierced his heart suddenly emerged. Even under this chill, Xiao Yang's palm was actually covered with many powerful energy. Let's start. He called out softly without wasting too much time. After all, the time flow in the holy flame space is slow, and the 2-star Dozian successfully broke through the 3-star Dozian. Of course, it would lead to Dozian tribulation, so Xiao Yang did not hesitate. Fengju. In an instant, Xiao Yang's pupils shrank tightly, and then the Fengju deep inside his body spun at a high speed. A trace of vindictiveness after being tempered by Fengju suddenly enveloped the blue liquid. There seems to be something wrong with this Fengju. Xiao Yang also shook his head slowly. Obviously, since he just came to Dodi Da Road and learned the complete Fengju, Emperor Tuor she still left behind the Emperor Yang ring, which is said to have residues in it. The residual will of the ancient Emperor Tuorsha will help Xiao Yang as his strength increases, but to this day, the Emperor Yang Jie has not responded, which makes Xiao Yang quite concerned about the ancient Emperor Tuor Shi and the Emperor Yang Jie. Feels strange. Forget it, when the ghost world is over, I'll take a good look at it. He shook his head slowly, and then concentrated on controlling the holy spring of the earth. In the holy spring of the earth, there is a huge amount of energy, and that energy is extremely violent, resisting like a beast, so Xiao Yang just made a move, and suddenly on the blue liquid, circles of blue energy ripples erupted abruptly. Come out to resist Xiao Yang's Do Qi package. I still don't believe that I can't cure you. Xiao Yang was also surprised. Great heavenly seed. With a roar, fiery red-crimson flames emerged, pouring into Do Qi, and then the dazzling blue liquid of the holy spring of the earth gave rise to some fear. Holy flame. Xiao Yang didn't want to waste time. The power of the great heaven seed and the holy flame were squirming at the same time, and the earth's holy flame collapsed in an instant. Practice for me. With a soft call, the fire-yellow flames containing the great heaven seed and holy flame suddenly burned the earth's holy spring. With such refining, it was a month later, and in an instant, the holy spring of the earth was finally refined. Boom! At the same time, after the earth's holy spring was refined, Xiao Yang swallowed the source of the dazzling earth's holy spring into his stomach, and in the holy flame space, a trace of shocking power of thunder, it also appeared suddenly. The immortal fighting tribulation of the Samsung fighting immortals. Doxian robbery. Xiao Yang smiled slowly when he saw this. He could perceive that his strength had already broken through the 2-star consummation, but only after taking over the Doxian tribulation would he truly set foot in the 3-star Doxian. Otherwise the end is similar to that of the earth demon bear. Lightning flashes and thunders above the holy flame space, like a night of heavy rain, which is terrifying. However, Xiao Yang smiled slowly at this and then raised his palms slowly. The first transformation of the dragon god came in an instant, and his body strength was even higher. Feeling Xiao Yang's fearless and tyrannical attitude, the thunder suddenly condensed, and then turned into a small silver sword about an inch, with overwhelming power, attacking Xiao Yang. 3 fingers in the sky, breaking mountains and rivers. A voice resembling a Sanskrit sound rang out slowly, and a golden ray of light containing the breath of the dragon emerged from Xiao Yang's fingertips. In an instant, countless fighting chi gathered and formed, and one finger pierced out like a hole in it. The dawn that penetrated the sky and the earth suddenly hit the silver sword. Boom! In an instant, the 2 attacks disappeared out of thin air, apparently evenly matched. However, with the disappearance of the silver sword, the immortal battle of the 3-star battle immediately disappeared, and the aura in Xiao Yang's body suddenly became tyrannical. It looks like this. It is the early stage of Samsung fighting immortals. With the end of the immortal fighting tribulation, Xiao Yang also made a natural breakthrough to the early stage of the 3-star fighting immortal. Samsung Doxian is in the early stage. In the quiet sacred flame space, Xiao Yang slowly got up and waved 2 punches at will. Suddenly, a heavy fighting chi turned into a fierce wind and scattered everywhere. The energy contained in such a seemingly random strike is very different from that of the 2-star fighting immortal. Such a terrifying attack is enough to easily injure the 2-star fighting immortal. Now that I'm encountering a 2-star fighting immortal, I'm afraid I can easily defeat them. And in these 4 continents competitions, most of the outstanding disciples' strength will be on the rank of the 3-star fighting immortals. But now, I am not too stubborn when facing the real 3-star fighting immortals. Xiao Yang smiled slowly. There was a hint of calmness in the voice. Crash! After a deep voice, with a wave of his hand, the holy flame space disappeared in an instant, and Xiao Yang's figure also returned to the foaming crystal. Hey! It's been less than 7 days. Brother Xiao Yang has broken through the early stage of the 3-star battle of immortals. Brother Xiao Yang is really talented. Xiao Yang's figure just appeared, and suddenly he saw the pastoral beside him helping the soul clone to be vigilant, and said immediately, "Mid-Samsung fighting immortals?" Xiao Yang glanced at pastoral, but found that this guy's strength had broken through in just a few days, and even reached the mid-Samsung fighting immortals. You must know that the pastoral song just broke through the early stage of the 3-star battle of immortals not long ago. Even if the holy spring of the earth is precious, it is not enough to cross a level. After all, although the difference between the early and middle stage of the 3-star battle of immortals is only 1 level, the gap between them is like a gulf. Obviously, there are some secrets in this pastoral song. Hee hee. Muji grinned. Boom. At the same time, the body of the soul in the air suddenly burst into a burst of dazzling thunder fluctuations, and suddenly circles of grey thunder, like a dead silence, burst out from the body frantically. This guy has also succeeded. Seeing this, Xiao Yang did not worry too much, and even a trace of joy appeared in his heart. You have also succeeded. The soul avatar's pupils slowly opened, but it was different from the dark pupils of the main body Xiao Yang. There were countless thunder flashes in his pupils, and a trace of grey thunder appeared like a dead silence, and the aura around his body, although it was the same as the main body in the early stage of the 3-star fighting immortals, but the shocking power of thunder all over his body, even Xiao Yang's main body felt dizzy. You are in this state, but you are a bit tyrannical. Xiao Yang said. My power level will increase with the improvement of the body, and the end of the level depends on the tyranny of the soul power of the body. However, after I devoured the power of thunder from the beast robbery, some changes occurred. The soul clone stared at the body Xiao Yang and said, "What changes?" The main body Xiao Yang hurriedly asked. In my body, in addition to the attributes you have, there is an additional thunder attribute. This thunder attribute exists in my body. In other words, I can use the thunder attribute grudge. The soul clone spoke slowly. It seems that you are the biggest killer in my hands. Hearing the soul clone say so, a strange smile appeared on the corner of Xiao Yang's mouth. Thunder, fire, wood, 3 types of attributes, 2 types of destruction, and 1 type of protection, makes Xiao Yang a walking mobile turret in the future. By the way, you and I have special identities. Why don't I give you a name, so that it can be easily distinguished, otherwise it will be difficult to distinguish between you and me. In an instant, the main body Xiao Yang said. As you like. The soul avatar obviously didn't value these things, and said helplessly. Why don't you just call Xiao Lei? In an instant, the main body Xiao Yang also spoke slowly. The power of thunder. Xiao Lei. Yes, said the soul avatar in surprise. Xiao Yang and Xiao Lei, you and I are one. Xiao Yang said slowly. Originally, Xiao Yang had this plan in condensing his soul avatar, but now the changes that have taken place in swallowing the beast robbery make Xiao Yang quite happy. Fighting against people, even if one person loses, if it is a last resort, 2 people with the same strength and aura will shoot at the same time, that kind of scene is very exciting, and no matter who it is irresistible. Attraction, what's more, the power of thunder on Xiao Lei, the power of the same level, I am afraid it is difficult to resist. After all, the power of thunder contains the power of Thundermaster and beast robbery. You 2 guys. Mu Ge on the side was indeed a little surprised. The dazzling thunder power of Xiao Lei, who was born from the soul avatar in front of him, even if it was Mu Ge, was a headache. Come back. You are my sign at the bottom of the box. Xiao Yang waved his hand gently, and then Xiao Lei's figure was immediately included in Xiao Yang's soul realm. Back in the soul realm, Xiao Yang's spiritual palace in the soul realm kept moving towards Xiao Lei's body, apparently maintaining the special relationship between the two. However, Xiao Yang knew that although he was only at the early stage of the 3-star fighting immortal stage, if he summoned his soul clone Xiao Lei to fight together, I am afraid that just relying on the fighting spirit and the combined power of the 2 of them, he would still have enough foundation to shake Samsung. In the late stage of Do Xian, it is even a powerhouse at the perfect level. This is Xiao Yang's reliance. You kid, you have so many tricks on your body. Condensing the soul clone, and constantly nourishing and cultivating the soul clone through the power of the soul, and even finally letting the soul clone devour the beast robbery and cause mutation. So many things, ordinary people can't do it. After all, if anything happens to the soul clone, the price is too huge. However, you are quite courageous. After a while, the figure of the earth demon bear slowly appeared, and then looked at Xiao Yang and said, his voice was mostly a kind of compliment. Although the agglomeration of soul avatars is not a small benefit, in the great world, the harms outweigh the benefits, so no strong person will do this so far. After all, even if the soul avatar is summoned to fight, if the enemy is the first to obliterate the soul avatar, as long as the soul avatar is seriously injured or fall, the main body is also bound to doom. However, if the enemy does not erase the soul clone immediately, then what awaits him is probably the devastating attack of the 2. Therefore, the method of soul avatar has advantages and disadvantages. Don't worry. I have my senses. Xiao Yang knew that the earth demon bear was also concerned, and nodded slowly, but there was no way out. After all, in the ghost world, the power of Saint Flame was limited. Some means of pressing the bottom of the box, how to face the 4 continents competition, not to mention the Li Soul domain above the 4 continents competition. Now that you're ready, let's go. I will send you directly to the top of the mountain to meet most of you. After a while, the figure of the earth demon bear flickered, and then took the 2 directly towards the Tianming Mountains. The people of Lei Jiu and Yuanzhong also came to the top of the Tianming Mountains during the few days that Xiao Yang and Mu Ji left, but they fell into some difficult levels. Tianming Mountain Range, this is the only way to enter Tianming Mountain Villa. Only by going through the various tests set by Tianming Mountain Villa can you have the opportunity to step into it and participate in the 4 continents competition. After all, this kind of test, to some extent it also exists in order to weaken the number of people in the competition. At this time, at the top of the mountain surrounded by clouds and mist, there were many figures surging. Even after these figures came to the top of the mountain, they all stopped moving, and their pupils all looked towards the top of the mountain. There was a sense of fear in his eyes, as if there was something to fear them at the top of the Tianming Mountains. Sister Chifei. What should I do now? On a flat ground, the Thunder Valley powerhouses headed by Du Chifei gathered around and spoke slightly. This is the top of Tianming Mountain Range, and it is also the last level to enter Tianming Villa. Everyone is at the top of the Tianming Mountains, but the top of the Tianming Mountains is quite strange. The top is a strange peak with a circular shape. The peaks are mainly flat, and the overall area is about a few hundred meters in size. But the lush ancient trees and rocks are endless, and even the edge of the round peak, some yellow sand with strange power protects the entire mountain, and the mountain becomes mysterious and extraordinary in an instant, or even crossed in this area of yellow sand, something bad will happen. Above this mountain, it should be the space that connects to Tianming Villa. But I always feel that it doesn't seem that simple here. Everyone, be careful. Yun Chimei's eyes continued to explore the mountain, relying on her tyrannical soul power. She vaguely found that there seemed to be a trace of ancient fluctuations in the mountain, which made her feel quite disturbed. Xiao Yang and Mu Ji haven't come back yet, our strength is much less, we'll be on guard first, wait for them to come back, we'll have a long-term plan, remember, don't cross the yellow sand sideline and enter the mountain, otherwise, if something happens, it will be troublesome. Du Chifei's beautiful eyes flickered, and then he kept looking at the mountain that was isolated by the yellow sand. The power of thunder with a trace of mysterious power emerged in the beautiful eyes, and even through the mysterious mountain, he noticed that it was faint. About some dim luster appeared, and immediately ordered seriously. Being so instructed by Duo Chifei, everyone nodded slowly. As for Du Tianhong, he was just like no one, and he didn't have any intention of making a move. What's going on? In an instant, everyone was discussing here, but the other side, not far from everyone, was in chaos. Get out of the way, I have something to do with your person in charge. Du Chifei and the others turned to look, but saw a figure slowly approaching them. This Chen Ying is none other than the accomplice who traveled with them, Yuan Zong's person. I remember that this guy is from the Yuan sect, a guy named Yuan Hong, right? Feng Yu couldn't help speaking when he saw this. It's really her, and her strength is probably a lot more tyrannical than Mu Ji. Yun Qi shook his head slightly and said, "Go and take a look." Duo Chifei also knew the seriousness of the situation, so he didn't dare to neglect, and walked over with Yun Qi, Liu Qing and himself. Is something wrong? Liu Qing has been quiet and did not speak, but when he came to Yuan Hong, he said coquettishly, obviously this Yuan Hong put a lot of pressure on him. Let's discuss something with you. Yuan Hong said with a blank face, without any emotional fluctuations in his voice. What's the matter? Du Chifei stepped forward and asked. What about Xiao Yang? Let him come out. He and I can break through the strangeness of this mountain. It will also be extremely easy to enter Tianming Mountain Villa. Yuan Hong glanced at the back, and then opened the mouth and said, obviously the three women in front of him, although the strength is not bad, it is far from the level of cracking the strangeness of the mountain. Xiao Yang is not here. If you have anything, just tell us directly. Yun Qi's mouth filled with a dangerous arc, and he spoke immediately. Is that so? Seeing this, Yuan Hong also retracted her gaze. After all, according to her investigation, Xiao Yang was indeed not here. Do you know the secret of the Tianming Mountains? Suddenly, Yuan Hong said strangely, and there was a strange smell in her voice. The secret of the Tianming Mountains? The three women were dumbfounded when they heard the words. Obviously, they were also at a loss for this kind of thing. The mountain in front of you is the top of the Tianming mountain range, and it is also the only way to enter the Tianming mountain villa. Yuan Hong said slowly. We know this. The three women said. And the yellow sand that separates the mountain from the outside world is weird. In addition to the mystery of this mountain, the top of the heavenly underworld mountains is not so easy to break into. Yuan Hong said. What on earth are you trying to do? After a while, the three girls were also stunned by Yuan Hong's words, and couldn't help but said coquettishly. I'm here to seek cooperation. Although this mountain is strange, we just have the means of restraint, so you send someone to protect us, the mystery of the top of the mountain, we will solve it, and then go to Tianming Mountain Villa together, how about it? At this time, a smile slowly emerged from the corner of Yuan Hong's mouth. This guy. Duo Chifei heard the words, but was secretly surprised. Let's think about it and give you an answer tomorrow. As soon as the voice fell, the three women went back to the camp to discuss countermeasures. Tomorrow, it's fine. This mountain is an impressive formation. Without our Yuanzong's help, I'm afraid you wouldn't even want to go into it. Yuan Hong said something, and then went back to her camp. Boom. Where is this? Just as the two forces were at peace and discussing countermeasures, on a flat ground outside the top of the mountain, the violently undulating soil suddenly wriggled, turning into a bottomless pit in an instant. At this time, above the giant pit, a worrisome voice also sounded slowly. Hee hee. I made a mistake, I haven't used the earth element to move for a long time. In an instant, three figures emerged directly from the giant pit, And the Earth Demon Bearman also said apologetically, "Let's go, I sensed her aura, let's meet first." Xiao Yan cast a helpless glance at the Earth Demon Bearman, and then went to the place where the Thunder Valley powerhouse lived. This place seems to be very different from before. The Earth Demon Bear followed Xiao Yang and the two while looking at the mountain that was isolated by the yellow sand, muttering to himself, "These guys, luck is really good." However, on this guy named Xiao Yang, the Great Heaven Seed, Holy Flame, plus the strange thunder power, as well as the Nizi, Yuanzong, etc. in the Thunder Valley. It seems that this time, Duo Tianhong came prepared, and this Yuan sect, after being silent for so many years, is finally about to bloom. I'm really looking forward to it. At the same time, in a milky white mist on the side of the top of the mountain, a little gossip slowly came out, but this milky white fog has followed the two forces since the beginning, even the milky white fog. The figure in the fog, its strength is on the same level as Du Tianhong. This video will end here.